We often talk about innovation with like futuristic tech, right?
Yeah.
But what about things we think of as really traditional, like a mechanical watch? Can something like that still genuinely surprise us, maybe completely redefine itself? Well, today we're diving into a piece that, honestly, it kind of upends what you might think a watch can be. It's the Ressence Type 7 GMT. People often call it an oil-filled marvel, and our goal today is to really explore how it gets that almost liquid look, that boundary-pushing feel.
Absolutely. Our mission, let's say, for this deep dive is to unpack the core ideas, the innovations that make this Ressence Type 7 GMT really stand out. We're using insights from the material we have, excerpts from Ressence Type 7 GMT, a titanium marvel. And as you'll see, this watch, it doesn't just, tell time. It really challenges how we even see time on a dial and how the watch itself is built.
Okay, so let's peel back the layers then. What's the very first thing that jumps out from the source material? Something that just screams different. Because for me, it's definitely that description. Oil-filled marvel. And then made entirely from grade 5 titanium, ready for travel. But visually, it's that distortion-free blue convex dial. It looks like the numbers are painted right on the surface, like you could almost touch them.
Right, and that's the genius of the why behind that oil-filled top chamber. It's not just aesthetics, although it looks amazing. It solves a basic optical problem. By getting rid of the air between the dial and the crystal, it eliminates parallax.
Parallax. I mean, that slight shift you see when you look from an angle.
Exactly. So the oil makes it seem like those indicators are floating right on the surface. It gives you this incredible clarity, like nothing else. It's just a completely different way to display things, and it's all part of their patented ROCS 7 system, those ever-revolving indications for hours, minutes, the temperature gauge, and the second time zone.
Wow, okay. A distortion-free view where things float. That sounds, well, almost impossible for a mechanical watch. So how on earth does a, traditional mechanical movement actually work with all that oil? Doesn't it get gummed up or slow things down?
Well, that's the really clever bit. If you look at the bigger picture, it's about separating things but keeping them connected. The watch basically has two completely separate sealed chambers.
Two chambers.
Yeah. The top one has the dial and indicators filled with that special oil we talked about. The bottom chamber holds the mechanical movement itself. It's a modified ETA base caliper. Pretty standard but reliable.
Okay. So how do they connect if they're sealed off?
Magnets. It uses what they call magnetic transmission. So instead of physical gears trying to push through the oil, which would be a nightmare for friction and sealing, strong magnetic fields link the movement in the dry bottom chamber to the ROCS display system in the oily top chamber.
No direct mechanical link through the oil.
None at all. It's a total paradigm shift, really.
Yeah.
Avoids all those engineering headaches.
That's genuinely mind-bending. So the engine tries the display, but they're not physically touching through the oil, like a tiny magic trick on your wrist. And it's not just the display that's innovative, is it? The source mentions the construction itself is special. It says it's the first integrated case-and-bracelet watch by Ressence, made from top to bottom in grade 5 titanium, all brush finish. That sounds really unified.
Absolutely. And using grade 5 titanium throughout, that's significant. It's not just about being light. This is aerospace grade stuff. Super strong, resists corrosion really well, and it's hypoallergenic too. Ideal for a watch you'd travel with and wear daily.
Makes sense.
And, the quick facts back this up. It's 41 millimeters across, 14 millimeters thick, which is pretty wearable. And despite all that complex tech, it's still got 50 meters of water resistance.
That's decent.
Yeah. The movement runs at 28,800 vibrations per hour. That's a solid modern beat rate for accuracy. Power reserve is 36 hours, which is, well, fairly standard. But keeping that reliable within this unique oil and magnet system, that's the achievement. Oh, and that integrated titanium bracelet. It has a micro-adjustable folding clasp. Nice touch for comfort and getting that perfect fit.
You mentioned the GMT feature earlier, too. That's super useful for travel.
Yeah.
How does that fit into this fluid display without making it look cluttered? Does it keep that clarity?
It does, actually. That's another part of the cleverness in the Ressence orbital convex system, the ROCS 7. One of those constantly moving subdials is dedicated just to the second time zone. So you can read it really quickly, intuitively, right alongside your main time. It keeps that super clean, distortion-free look, even with the extra information. It really speaks to their design philosophy, minimalist, but highly functional.
Okay, so we've got this incredible package. Oil-filled display, magnetic transmission, integrated titanium, GMT. The next question, naturally, is about the investment. The source puts it at CHF 36,000 Swiss francs before taxes as part of their permanent collection. I mean, when you think about that price, you're clearly not just buying, a time teller. It feels like you're investing in this blend of art, serious engineering, and just a completely different, almost futuristic way to interact with time.
Exactly. It's the combination of all those elements.
So just to quickly recap what we've unpacked in this deep dive, we saw the oil-filled display giving that amazing clarity, getting rid of parallax, then the magnetic transmission, that sort of elegant solution connecting the two chambers without a physical link through the oil, and finally the integrated grade 5 titanium construction, making it feel like one cohesive, really robust piece. Ressence, coming out of Belgium, they've really pushed the boat out here, haven't they? Challenged what a watch can even be.
They really have. And I think understanding those details, the oil, the magnets, the titanium choice, helps you appreciate just how ingenious it is. This deep dive shows how something seemingly familiar, like a watch, can hide just layers and layers of complex, innovative thinking. It definitely challenges the conventional way of doing things in watchmaking, which is quite traditional, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to think, all these really bold design choices, they ultimately serve you, the person wearing it. That visual clarity makes reading time instant. The GMT is practical for travel. It's not just tech for its own sake. It improves the experience, right? What detail maybe surprised you the most as we talk through this sort of hydromechanical marvel?
That's a good question. For me, I think it's the elegance of the magnetic solution. It's such a non-obvious way to solve the oil problem. But maybe the bigger thought it leaves you with is this. If a mechanical object like a watch can use fluid dynamics and magnetic fields to completely rethink something as basic as reading time, what other everyday objects around us could be radically reimagined? If we just dared to question the basic assumptions about how they're made or how they work, it kind of makes you look at the world a bit differently, doesn't it?